Hi, it is the Pikachu time. So you like this new mask? I like this mask better than the Darth Vader because I think it's more cute and then it is more relaxed. Darth Vader is too serious. So today I like to share with you on the momentum-based Wing Chun. Okay, so momentum-based Wing Chun. Now, these 2 days I was discussing the fight between Xi Xiaodong and another Wing Chun practitioner in China. So I use this term a lot, and many of our Wing Chun friends ask me, what does it mean? What does this momentum-based Wing Chun means? So I like to explain to you today so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So, the momentum Wing Chun is not my creations. Okay, I do not invented it. I don't create it. I just translate things from what exists in the ancient China to our today's language. Okay. Now, so momentum based, meaning no matter what we do, when we practice Wing Chun, be it we practice the set, the Chi Sao, the wooden dummy, or sparring, it is all has to do something or to provide solutions to solving a momentum problem. Okay, so that is why it's called momentum based. So whatever one do, it has to solve a problem for the momentum. Now this might be a little bit difficult for you to grasp what I'm talking about. So let's make an analogy so that you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. Today we we all have in the aeroplane, okay, like the 747, those jumbo jet, right? Now, when the jumbo jet flying, like the 747 fly on the sky, okay, on fly, the 747 will face unknown conditions or situations such as turbulence. It's unpredictable sometimes, the turbulence and so forth. Okay, so it is unstable and unpredictable. While it is on fly, you meet all this kind of thing. Now, the pilots have to train for thousands of hours on how to fly a plane so that he be able to handle all this unpredictable unbalance as it surface, because that is the name of the game of piloting a plane, a jumbo jet. Okay, so we often heard that that there's a heroic story of the pilot that saved people's life when the plane get into problem or lose its engine and so forth. The pilot be able to land the plane safely so that save the passengers. Now, that is what I mean by momentum based, meaning that the plane is flying and you can meet different type of unconditional, unpredictable unbalancing while one is on the flight. That's what I mean by momentum based as analogy. Okay. So it is, for example, when one is in fighting, analogy to that pilot who is flying the plane, you can get attacked or oops from anywhere. Okay? So at fighting, it is unconditional, it is in unbalanced, unpredictable stuff. It is like flying a plane. Okay? When it's on fly, you need to deal with it. You cannot say, well, I freeze the entire time like a Superman, okay? And the plane stop in the air, and then do something about it, and then continue, okay? Like the Superman. Well, so I hope that this gives you an analogy. It's just like flying a plane. When one involved in the fighting or sparring, it is like flying a plane. Anything can happen. So the training, the entire training of the art, doesn't matter if it's Wing Chun or any art, has to be able to handle whatever it comes up on flight. Okay? So it is absolutely not, you stand there, I stand there, I can fudging. Or this technique will block that techniques. Well, it's absolutely not that. Those things are not momentum based. So it's like the plane. When one is flying the plane up there, 10,000 miles, you cannot say, hey, stop, freeze. I want to do it this way. Or I don't know how to handle this. Well, if you don't know how to handle that right away, the plane going up. Okay? So that is an analogy of a momentum-based martial arts. I hope that this is clear for you. And all martial art, traditional Chinese martial art, the real deal one, like Wing Chun, is all momentum-based. And in the past, okay, today you see all kinds of chi, power, blah, blah, blah. Well, as soon as it's not momentum based, you know those stuff are trouble. Like pressure point hitting, striking. Like this new video fighting Qi Xiaodong. This Wing Chun practitioner claim that he can pressure point striking, and that's why he doesn't wear the glove. You see that? Well, you can do that as you like. But as soon as you do not know how to fly the plane under turbulence, there's a real life one need to face. Okay. Now, in order to develop the skill of be able to fly the plane like a pilot, okay, then that is a process, a systematic process which we know today, how the ancient doing it, okay? And it is this way. This is momentum. It has the support by mechanics. And it has the support by the body conditioning. Okay, so the body conditioning is like your stamina, your muscle, all sort of stuff, your cardio. Mechanics is how effective and efficient you can generate strength or pushing your body, all those kind of stuff. Okay, that's mechanic. Momentum, of course, you have many scenarios you have to face. It's like the pilot on top of 10,000 miles, okay? Anything can come, unpredictable. Okay, so one need to deal with this way. The body conditioning, the mechanic, and the momentum, and one need to know enough momentum handling on different scenario, be able to handle it. The pilot has to spend thousands of hours in training so that it be able to handle the unpredictable turbulence or what happened with the conditions or situations while the plane is flying on the flight. So speaking on that, if one do not have at least hundreds of hours of sparring, like 500 hours of sparring or more, handling with this momentum, it is hopeless to be able to handle momentum. Even one have hundreds of hours of training, it doesn't mean that one will win, but at least one know what's going on. It's just like the pilot who spent thousands of hours in the plane training. The plane might still crash, but at least that we know that the pilot he know what is the basic, and he's going to do the best what he can do to handle the plane. And so all this thing, one need to get into the state of one can do it in the sleeping or dreaming, okay? As far as that one have the body conditioning, the mechanics, and the momentum handling, one can do it in the sleep practically. Because it's like the pilot which is flying the plane, when the turbulence come, well, you can say, oh, wait for a while, I have to think. You have to respond. You have to respond right away. Respond properly. So that is what it is. So when people say, well, want to go train in martial arts, any martial arts, if there's no hundreds of hours, how can one know what it is? Well, for my own experience, okay, I'm only a little small data point. Between my 13 years old and 17 years old, when I was in Kyokushin, between the white belt to brown black before black belt, I have at least 600 hours of Kyokushin sparring, no gear, okay to KO, and the opponent is looking forward to KO you, okay? Those type of sparring, 500 hours between age 13 to 17. Kyokushin. At that time, I'm under my teacher, Chun of Penang, Malaysia. Okay. So 500, you can have all the bruise and all this kind of thing, and the kick and everything and so forth. So is it any that it become really a master already? No. 500 hours or more, that only is the beginning basic. Doesn't mean that one is a good fighter. It's just basic training like the plane pilot. Without that, doing this chi sao, doing this fa jing, okay, demo, that is not the same thing. Okay, so you need to solve the momentum at the fighting. Okay. Well, sometimes we think that we want to throw a round kick, and suddenly that the opponent changes. So what happened? Right away you need to change, because, or sometimes you want to go do a round kick, and then something jam you so that you cannot do it. You have to change. Okay, so it is analogy as like pilot on fly in the sky. Okay, so momentum base is what that's how I describe it. And if you look at the Western boxer, you look at the BJJ, you look at the Thai boxer, it's all like this. You look at the people train in MMA, it's all like this. Okay, so everything what one train in one's martial art practice has to contribute to handle the momentum on fly, unpredictable, unstable condition. Otherwise, all bet off. One really doesn't have the skill. Like one cannot fly the plane without those kinds of training. Now, As for this momentum, mechanics and body condition, then in a momentum-based art, we know that there is a 4 momentum zone. There's a 4 momentum zone, as I put in my Wing Chun matrix books. There's a 4 momentum zone there. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, every of that momentum zone have their different scenario, have their body conditioning, have their mechanics. Okay. In a fighting, you expect that that is going to fight within the 4 momentum zone. And the difference between, say, a karate guy and a Western boxing guy is that they are expert in one of the momentum zone. It doesn't mean that they cannot fight in other momentum zone, but they're expert in their momentum zone. Like the Wing Chun is expert in the short strike momentum zone, which is sticking the body, sweep, throw, leg sweep, leg throw, take down, those kind of stuff. Okay. But Wing Chun still have to know the long fist momentum zone, because when you want to shoot into him, you need to know how is the condition. Okay. So forth. Okay. And that's why you need to know this 4 momentum zone. If it's not trained in that, not be able to handle it, so it will be like a pilot, and suddenly you never train in, say, handling different type of turbulence, and right away one really just stuck there, and the plane's gonna go down because it's on flight. You fly the speed 2-3 times the speed of sound, it is going to go down fast. Okay. And of course, in traditional Chinese martial art, when it is this momentum based kind of training will be like this. As in the book, the map, there's a map there. Okay, you can freeze the screen here. There's a map here, in the chapter, and you can see that there are different type of body development, mental skill development, anti-impact development. Okay, you need to have the cardio. You need to be able to take hit the body. Okay, and then you need to handle the mechanics and handle the 4 momentum zone here. Okay, so if you look at here, handle the momentum zone and so forth. Otherwise, again, as the analogy of the pilot, one simply cannot fly. Okay. Now, this is what I mean by momentum-based Wing Chun, or momentum-based any type of martial arts. Without that, is unrealistic, because you cannot just say, oh, I'm playing simulator at home, and then I know how to fly a plane by playing simulator at home, where you can stop the simulator if I met any kind of turbulence. I can freeze the screen. On fly, you cannot do that. Okay. So I just want to share with you that I did not make this thing up. Okay. This is the book of Xie Dian. The Grandmaster of Xing Yi, top Grandmaster of Xing Yi. This is the page 357 here. Okay, page 57 here. Over here, it said very clearly that the mind has to has to accord with the intention. Okay, and then intention has to accord with the breathing, and breathing has to accord with strength, and strength has to accord with momentum. So you see the mind and the intention and the breathing with the strength with the momentum. The momentum has to be able to handle, and then over here you say that the momentum has to be accord with the natural. Okay, the nature. Okay, so it is there. Okay, mind, intentions, your intention with your breathing, and breathing with your strength, and strength with your momentum, and momentum has to fit with the nature, meaning that like it has to fit the law of physics. Okay, and also over here in page 287. Okay, this 287 here. It is talk about the breathing, the conditions of the breathing, and then the root, which is actually the 2C state here. The 2C states here. Okay, in the book. So that is the momentum based Wing Chun I mean, and that's why I wrote this book, because I show you guys a lot of books in this video already, these video channels. It is impossible for everybody to spend this much time like me to read all this book. You need to know Chinese, and you need to find anything. So that's why I make all this kind of stuff. All my books is so that you want to migrate the technology, the basic, so that in the West we understand what is going on. Okay. So this is to share with you today. Hopefully you have a clear view of that. And then, so say people who want to learn fighting, they need to get a teacher who is experienced in fighting. Otherwise, one really cannot learn much about things, about this thing. One cannot just sitting down there saying that one don't train hard. You can. There's a lot of things. It's like when one want to learn how to fly a plane, one need to learn from a very well seasoned pilot. One simply cannot say, I just read instructions and I can fly a plane. Okay, you cannot think, because it is beyond thinking. One need to experience that. One need to get the coach to carry you going through that. Okay. So not everybody can be Sifu on martial art or the momentum based martial arts or momentum based Wing Chun. It simply can. It's like not everybody who read the manual of the Boeing 747 can be a pilot. Okay, or one can do simulator, play with the simulator, but if you don't have the experience, you cannot be a pilot. So this is for you today.